I don't know anything about mainstream music. Whenever I see people making topsters about their favorite albums, I always see the exact same images to the point where I recognize most of these, but I wouldn't be able to put a name on a single one of them, and I haven't heard a single one of them, and it pisses me off. So I decided that maybe I should start a series of videos where I go and listen to well-known albums or songs, and then I give my honest opinions on them as someone who doesn't really know that much about this kind of stuff. You know, from the perspective of someone who listens to music on a very casual basis, and my taste is extremely diverse in terms of genre. I'm not kidding when I say that, but it's always the most random shit ever. Me on my way to listen to music with 170 views. Me on my way to unironically jam out to music from the 1420s. And I'm being dead ass when I say this. Me on my way to listen to folk music about animals, immediately followed by metal, and then a song from 1968 from a random Czech movie. But anyway, I will pick random albums that I recognize, that I see a lot on the internet, on random people's topsters, on Twitter, all the fucking but I will prioritize suggestions. I will prioritize things that are specifically suggested that I listen to. If some of these end up not being that well known, that popular compared to some other stuff, then whatever, I guess there's always room for more videos, you know? And the first suggestion I got was Ghost Mountain, and the first suggestions, this fucking thing, okay? Don't worry about the way my headphones look, they're completely broken. They still work though. Apparently it's labeled trap. I'm not really a fan of trap, but I've heard I'm crazy. And I know this guy is from the same group of people that was involved in that. So I imagine this is gonna sound a lot more distorted and stuff. It's not gonna be generic trap. I don't understand any of these other tags, so I have no idea what to expect from those. It's rated a 3.63 out of 5. I honestly have no idea what the hell that means. But apparently it's ranked number 3 for 2025, which is pretty impressive. So I imagine this is essentially mandatory literature for 2025 music, even though I have never heard a mention of this album before it was suggested to me. But okay, I'm gonna start listening to it now. I have my food here, I'm gonna be eating food while I do so. And if the music starts to bore me, I will go and play Geometry Dash. So, this better be exciting. I noticed that it says it was produced by Oscar 18 and Cemetery. Okay, this is definitely a lot more tame than Karma Crazy, which I consider a bit of a shame, because this is precisely the kind of music that I don't really vibe with at all. There's nothing in this for me. This is cool, I like this. What is that, a synth? I don't know. But I like the sort of alien sounding vibe that it has to it. It's cool that it's in some major key. Interesting contrast. It sounds like the beginning of a Breaking Benjamin song or something. Not anymore. Is that Deltarune? Wait, that sounds really like the guitar from that one Deltarune song. It sounds so similar. This part is nice. It basically boils down to me liking the more interesting bits of these songs, because the normal bits are nowhere near aggressive enough for me to actually enjoy listening to them. So it's moments like these that stand out to me. I'm gonna be so dead ass. I ran out of food and I literally just zoned out. I haven't been paying attention for a minute and a half. I think this one might be my favorite so far. I don't know why, I wouldn't be able to explain it, but this one so far has come the closest to hitting. I like this, give me more of this stuff. It sounds like he's repeating the N-word. Okay, never mind, this is my new favorite one. This is the first song that I actually enjoy. I really like the harmony in this one. I thought the sirens went off, Jesus. My ass was like, is this the first Wednesday of the month? It's the 17th. It's the 17th Wednesday of the month. I can't believe we're ending on a song which is not even my favorite song of its name. Fuck off, YouTube! I don't want to autoplay the next song. Anyway, that was the end of the album. I am now one mixtape smarter, and I believe I will be able to utilize this knowledge on a day-to-day basis. Okay, no, but seriously, I have a feeling that if this ever becomes a series of videos and not just one or two videos, this is gonna be a piece of criticism that will be very often repeated throughout these videos, and it's that it feels like it doesn't go out of its way to do that much, right? So I like when music takes some identity that it wants to be and it like invests 120% into that. I like when music knows what it's doing and it does that as much as it possibly can, right? So for example, I really enjoy listening to cartoonishly over-exaggerated aggressive music, but on the opposite side, I also enjoy listening to like really calm and like melancholic music. This album, I felt like was a mix of the witch house slash trap kind of genre, plus some like more interesting like ambient stuff, and it doesn't really lean that much into either. I feel like it should have either went with the witch house thing and been like really maybe been faster or just, you know, more distorted or sound angrier or something, or it should have leaned more into the atmospheric stuff and just added way more of these interesting synths and harmonies and stuff and made them a lot clearer than they were. Because the bass, which is the trap beat, I personally don't find very interesting, and so I found most like pleasure in those other details, and they felt a bit drowned out. Like I couldn't really, you know, pay much attention to them because they were not that prevalent at all. I don't know why rap and trap beats are such a popular genre, because to me it basically just sounds like, yeah, you know, I don't really find it very exciting. But yeah, I did have one song that I actually really liked. I'm not sure which one of these it was. I don't remember. I think it was this one, maybe. Yeah, it was this one, because this is where you can most hear the, you know, pay attention to the. I like that aspect. I wish there was a bit more of that. This song came closest to what I'm trying to describe here. But anyway, Ghost Mountain, October Country from me gets so in terms of how good I actually think it is, I'm gonna give it like a 8-ish, somewhere around there, right? Because I appreciate that it's still pretty unique compared to most music, and it was well made, pretty enjoyable, I think. But I would only listen to most of these like in the background if I'm like trying to focus on something else, and I would not even like paying attention to the music, right? It's not enough to actually captivate me and have my attention, which is something that I feel I might end up saying a lot, because that's what I say about the overwhelming majority of music. There's music that I don't mind hearing, but to make music that I actually genuinely like want to pay attention to is a whole nother thing, which is not very common. But in terms of how much I actually personally enjoy listening to this album, so I'm gonna set 5 as like a perfect neutral, where I don't dislike it at all, but I don't like it at all either. Okay, I'll be generous and give it a 6 out of 10, right? In terms of how much I actually enjoyed it. Hello, it's me again, but it's 4:30 this time. Ignore what that dumbass is saying, okay? I'm gonna raise the score from a 6 to like a 7, and it's for a very simple reason. Damien is very nice, Havel is my second favorite, and Kevlar is my third favorite. These 3 songs really grew on me, and while the other songs don't really stand out to me that much, these 3 I think are all like a solid 7 or 8, so I'm gonna raise the overall score to a 7. Thank you. But yeah, I believe I've said everything that I want to say, so I'm gonna leave it here.